Hello guys, this is Joe TJ and welcome back to Feed the Joe. Now, I have been a very busy boy. I have done a lot of work on the server, and as you can probably tell, I've kind of reformatted the whole series quite a bit. There's now an intro, there's background music if you can hear that, like thumbnails, everything, cool new description. It's some pretty cool stuff. I'm definitely planning on putting a lot of time into the series, going to be doing a lot of cool stuff, definitely carrying on building loads of crazy cool stuff. And you know what I'm going to do? Right before I died, before I started this, I got killed by a wisp, so I'm going to go and I'm going to destroy this thingy up here. Now, I built myself a jetpack. Oh yeah, I don't like it though because you have to keep pressing space and there's not like a hover mode or anything, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't even think I've looked in this. And okay, how come? Ow. Okay, it's a logic matrix programmer, stone, obsidian type. How come the wisps are still spawning when the middle block's been removed? They shouldn't be spawning, or I don't know why that's happening. Oh. But yeah, I have done quite a lot. Let's go check out what I've done. Now, I'm just gonna open up my inventory quickly. See, you can't even land without taking full damage. It's really annoying. Okay, right. So in my inventory, as you can see, we have an advanced electric jetpack. Now this works as an advanced lap pack as well as a jetpack, which is pretty cool. You can turn it on and off by pressing the F key. And I haven't got any lit, so I've been charging that in my base, which I've been using, some power, which got some cool stuff. So now I can fly around, which is pretty cool. And this is one of today's projects, which you can probably guess what that is. But yeah, so as you can see as well, bees are going quite well. I'm probably going to show bees in the next couple episodes, maybe 2 more episodes I'll show off my bees. But they've been going well. I've got my rubber farm set up, getting loads of rubber. I need to get some more actually. But here is the first of the wonderful things I've done. I've got myself 4 advanced solar panels. Now, Visions was kind enough to give me 8 UU matter, which is required. You need 2 UU matter per advanced solar panel. So he was very kind to give me these. I'm planning on making a couple more. I've just got some more UU matter, so I'm going to make some more. So this is my energy units power system at the moment. This is how I'm getting my EUs. So let's just head down into my base. As you can see, it's still the same old hole in the ground. Now this episode I'm planning on scouting a new location for my base. So yeah, right before I go in guys, you probably want to prepare yourself because I can't exactly call it a house anymore. I've done quite a lot of work to it, so let's just head in here. And boom, holes everywhere, lots of stuff going on. People probably don't know what's happening. Chunk loaders, coal coke, pipes, energy thingies, lots of furnaces, lots of weird cables going everywhere. Yeah, actually, I almost don't know where to start. I think I'm going to start over here and work my way over there. So, let's get started. Right. Now, what I've done is I've moved everything around in here. I've tidied up a bit. So, I've got my extractor and compressor down here. They're all still plugged in, like normal. They just moved slightly. And I have myself 2 industrial centrifuges from GregTech, which is pretty cool. And I have 2 industrial electrolyzers, which is also from GregTech. Now, these, I'm really in love with these electrolyzers and centrifuges. They're so powerful. I used to hate them, but now I realise they're actually really good. I'm really getting into the mods. I'm getting into GregTech stuff. I'm actually enjoying GregTech for once, which I've never really enjoyed GregTech if I'm honest, but I'm really enjoying it. Like some of the stuff you can do, I've been getting myself aluminum dust in the electrolyzers from clay, and then like using lava to get electrum, tin and copper in the industrial centrifuges and so on. And the wonderful device I have above my electrolyzer is the Mass Fabricator. Now, I made this about half an hour ago, at least half an hour in game time, and I've been using it on and off. I've not wanted to use it all because the 4 solar panels I have on the roof aren't enough to power this and to keep my system sustained, so I'll just drain it of energy. So that's why I've been turning it on and off once it's gained power. So with this UU matter, I have enough to make 2 more advanced solar panels. So I'll be doing that, turning on every now and then once it gets power. So the power from the solar panels comes down to that right there. If you right click that, we have an MFSU set up. Now the solar panels can lead right into this, which has now got 255,000 EU. And then next to that is the semi-fluid generator, which we had. Now I still use that. I'm not using the coal coke, creosote oil. I completely forgot what that was called then. We are not using that anymore. We are using lithium cells, which are being created with our electrolyzer. You put clay in here, you'll get aluminum dust, sodium cells, I cannot remember what you get in that recipe. Sodium cells, silicon cells, and a lithium cell. Now if you look, lithium cell produces 60k EU from one cell, so I've been using that to get lots of energy, which is pretty cool. So you just put 8 clay dust in here, you get 2 sodium cells, which can be used to get EU as well, a silicon cell, 2 silicon cells, a lithium cell, and 2 aluminium. I'm British, so I say aluminium, but aluminum sounds cooler if I'm honest. So yeah, I've been doing that to get that, which is pretty cool. It's what I've been using the electrolyzers for. So I've then been sticking the lithium cells into this and getting quite a lot of energy out of that as well. So the MFSU leads down into the medium voltage transformer, which then leads into our MFE. So the MFSU almost acts like a buffer. So the power goes straight into this source here, and then we always have the backup there. And I'm going to make some more MFSUs eventually. And then this leads back here. So it's kind of hard to explain this. Basically, the industrial electrolyzers, so these bottom two, use medium voltage, so 128? Yeah, 128 EU per tick. So I had to set these up so that the cable coming out the MFE will go straight into them. And the MassFab also takes the 128. It also takes high voltage, which is 512. But I just, because the transformer's there, it's kind of a pain to link it up. So I've just left it in medium voltage. So then next to it we have the LV transformer. So that transforms the power down into 32 EU per tick. And these 4 machines, the industrial centrifuges and the extractor and compressor, all use 32. If you give them more than that, they'll blow up. So if I just wired this cable here without this into all of them, those 4 machines would have blown up and left a massive hole in my house. So I've had to arrange these cables so that they don't touch each other. So that this is the MV cable, so that's not touching any of the LV cable on this side. Now you're probably wondering what all this cable is going around here. Now to get the recipe I've been using in the centrifuge is the, if we look up this, I believe it's this one. I'm probably got this wrong, but there's one way to find out. Yeah, got it wrong. There's so many coppers in this game, they really need to sort that out. I think that's the one thing they struggle with in this game, is that they've got too many things. Okay, here we go. So this is what I've been doing. I've been pumping in lava still, so pure lava liquid I've been pumping in, and that's been giving me 1 electrum, 2 tin, 4 copper, and 1 tiny pile of tungsten dust. Now where am I getting this lava? I'm getting this lava from the magma crucible, which is right here. I'm pumping it with netherrack, which is producing lava, which then pumps it straight into the industrial centrifuge, which gives me those items. So that's what this liquid duct is. It goes into both the centrifuges here. So that's kind of the EU system I have. I've also got the indexer here with some random bees in, because there was a chest here which had all my bees in and it was getting annoying. And I think I'm alone on the server, yeah, there's no one on at the moment. Because it's been quite a quiet day actually, like it's 11:30 now, been about 3 or 4 people on at different times. It's been quiet, it's been quite a strange day. Right, so let's head behind here. I was getting really tired of the creosote oil filling up and then not the semi-fluid generator not being able to pump the energy into the MFE because the MFE was full. So what I did was I made 2 redstone engine things, attached 2 of these, what are they called, waterproof wooden pipes, there we go, I completely lost train of thought there, which then go into a waterproof void pipe. So this is voiding all the creosote oil. Now I could have made a tank, but I'm not planning on using liquid boilers anytime soon, so I don't really need the creosote oil. And also behind that I have a chunk loader, because I put the chunk loader there before I built this. I kind of built this in a stupid place, because I can't like fill up the hopper very easily. And this clock looks almost done actually. Okay, right. I'm going to show you the AE stuff, the other applied energistic stuff I've done in a minute. But for now, I want to work on today's project quickly, because I've been wanting to do this for a while now, so let's go and do this. Now, if you're familiar with modular power suits, then you'll know what this is. This is a tinker table. Now, this took an emerald, glass, and iron to make, I believe. Let's just check the recipe quickly. A tinker table. Lapis, sorry. It took iron, emerald, and lapis to make. And it's one of the coolest looking blocks in Minecraft, I think. It looks really, really cool. And that looks cool as well. Yeah, so let's hop into this. Now, in main inventory, I have this thing, a power tool. This is the main tool added in by modular power suits. Now, at the moment, it is useless. It doesn't do anything. It breaks blocks really slowly. It has no power or anything like that. So to change this, we need to add on these modules. All these different modules here. Now, what I've done is I've chosen the ones I want, and I've got the the ingredients for them, the components. So I'm going to be using this. This will wait, let's just check this. A solenoid and 3 iron ingot will allow me to dig dirt, gravel and sand. It will add the shovel aspect to the tool. Another solenoid and another 3 iron will add the pickaxe aspect to the tool. And another solenoid and another iron, 3 iron, will add the axe aspect to the tool. So if we go check here, click on the power tool on the side here. Under tool, you'll see shovel, pickaxe, and axe. So if we click on this, it says it needs 3 iron, 1 solenoid. Click install, and boom. Now you can overclock these. So all you need to do is drag this up, and you'll say shovel hover speed is at 25 times what it normally is. But it also means that it requires 1 kilojoule of energy every single block you break. So I'm not going to actually overclock it at all because I don't have much energy at the moment. So we've done that. Okay, let's add it to the same, the pickaxe, install. Not going to overclock it. Axe, install. Okay, there we go. So now we can use this to not break blocks because we have no power, which I completely forgot about. There is no battery in this. There's no energy. You see energy 00. If you hold down shift, it will tell you what's installed as well, which is pretty cool. Now the next thing we need is this thing, a HV capacitor. Now if you install this into the power tool, it will give you something called an elite battery. It's the highest level of battery you can get on these tools. So you've got basic battery, advanced battery, and elite battery. So if we install the elite battery, I'm actually going to increase this. Now the main way modular power suits work is to make it balance, is they have a weight. So the heavier the items you carry, the heavier your armor and the tool, the slower you move. So I'm going to put this at maximum energy, 5 megajoules, and then weight is at 10 kilograms. So you see, I am moving slightly slower, and we can actually use this to break blocks now. That's pretty cool, and that is pretty fast as well. We can use it to break the marble, works on the dirt, and if there was any trees nearby, we could get the trees. Now that's kind of annoying, it's overlapping with my energy advanced electric jetpack. Yeah, that's annoying. I'm eventually going to upgrade to a modular power suit completely, which has better flying in my opinion than the quantum suit and the gravity chest plate, and it's cheaper to make as well. So we have the battery now, but as you can see, if we just take off the jetpack now, we've got 749k out of 5 megajoules. Now to charge this thing, it works with EUs in industrial craft power. So you right click on an MFE, put this in here, and boom, it charges it instantly, which is pretty cool. So now we have 5 megajoules out of 5 megajoules. Now the next thing we want to install is, I can't remember the name of it, that's the melee assist. Now this will allow me to use it as a sword. Now you can also make a plasma cannon, which is pretty cool, but the force field emitters are quite expensive, and you need 2 of these things, which are quite cheap, but still, I felt like I didn't need it. So I'm going to install a melee assist, which is 2 servo motors and an LV capacitor, which we have in our inventory, 2 servo motors and an LV capacitor. So let's click on the power tool here, click on melee assist, and hit install. Now it says here impact and carry through. Now carry through is the swing as you swing like, if you imagine you're holding a sword and you swing, and then you, like, the second you hit your target, you stop completely. The carry through is the fact that your swing will carry through them, so the kinetic generation of the movement, I've completely forgotten the words to say. Basically, the power generated from the speed that you're generating will, you basically won't be able to stop it instantly. It will carry on because of the weight of the sword. So in this case, that's what that is. So the higher it is, the more basically carry through does knockback. I was just trying to explain it all fancily. I hate knockback, so I'm not going to do that at all. Impact will increase the damage. So normally it does 2 points, which is an entire heart, or you can increase it to do 10 points, which is 5 hearts, because you get 2 points per heart. So I'm actually going to make this 5 points. And as you can see, above that it says the energy consumption. So this requires 47 joules per punch. So now we pretty much have this. This will now work against mobs. So if we go outside, we can go kill some mobs with it. If we can find any. Hello? Hello? Where are you? I was hearing mobs earlier. I don't know where they are. Is there no mobs? Okay, here's some. Ah, my victim. Boom. It should be a 2 hit. Oh, 3 hit maybe? 4 hit? There you go, 4 hit. So it works as that sword as well. Obviously you can increase the amount of damage it does. But that's pretty cool. That's one thing that I really like. I never used to like the power tool, but I've really kind of got into it recently and I've started using it. So there we go, and that is a lot of flowers. So let's head back down to the safety of our house whilst it's night time. Now there's one more thing I want to add to this power tool. That will be the customization of it. Now for every single item the Tinker Table uses, you'll be able to get to this thing, the custom color module. Now to make this, it requires a hologram emitter, which of course I've made previously. So I'm going to hit install, and boom, we have this: green intensity, red intensity, blue intensity. So if I increase these, you can see, if you look on the side here, watch the color. Oh, it's all blue to green. Oh look, it's turquoise. It changes the color in your hotbar as well, which is pretty cool. And you can change this as much as you want. So I'm going to choose a pretty cool color I like. Not that blue. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, hello. I thought this would have... Oh, yeah, I'm scared now. I thought that was going to kill him a lot easier. What? I'm actually going to up the power this does. So as you can see at the top there, it says 4.99 megajoules, which is pretty cool. So I can actually increase that quite a lot, I think. But yeah, so this is the cool thing I've done for today, is I now have myself a power tool. Now that means I can remove my drill and I can remove my sword. So now I just have one mega tool that does everything for me, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And I need to eat. Where's my bread? I believe it is in my AE system. Bread, there we go. Voila, gotta love bread. Okay, right, time to explain the hard stuff. Welcome to Applied Energistics at its not even fullest quality. So, where to start? Okay, last episode we had this thing, the disk drive, and the terminal, access terminal. Now I've turned this access terminal into a crafting terminal now. I think I might have already done that last episode, but I have a crafting terminal now. If I didn't, I'm actually going to stick all this stuff in here. I don't want it. And then next to it, we've got these two new additions. These are called storage displays, I believe. Let's have a look. I can't remember the exact name. Storage monitor. Now, all Applied Energistics, if they display stuff, they'll have 3 glass and 4 iron like this, and it used a level emitter and a cable. So these are pretty cool. This is telling me how much of an item is in the ME system. So at the moment it's telling me copper and tin, because these were the items I was working on at the time I was making these. So to get it to display the certain item, you right click it. So with the item you want it to display. So say I want to clear this, I'd right click it now, because I'm holding nothing, it's showing that there's nothing there. Do the same for this. So if I want to show, say, how many power tools of this colour and this module are in there, right click it, it says that it shows the power tool item and there is none of them. So right click it again to clear it. So I'm actually going to add in myself some copper, and where is tin? Here we go. So I have these now, and I right click this on the copper, and then it will update and it will show me there's 760 copper in there. Right click this on with tin, and it will show me there's 709 tin in there. And then you can just put these back in here and it will update right on the screen for you there. So as I added the tin in, it went up, and as I take it out, it's gone down again, which is pretty cool. So you can have lots of these showing you different items. So if you want to get a constant update on what you've got in your ME system, you can do that. So the thing I did after I did that was this thing here. I added in auto smelting and auto pulverizing and smelting. So let's get in the back here. This is ME cable, which is the basic cable. This goes into the back of one of the ME machines. It doesn't matter which one. It then comes out and comes down here, comes along, and underneath the pulverizer, I believe it's an export bus. Okay, so this is an export bus. We have ourselves tin, iron, gold, silver, and lead. I haven't put copper in here yet because I'd already smelted the copper when I built this thing. Now on the side here it says always active and move stacks of items. And I've set the pulverizer up to the input to be on the bottom. So the input is the bottom. So what we have is this. If we go into here and we put in, say, if we had any iron ore, we could put it into our ME system and it would automatically pull out a stack of the iron ore and put it into the pulverizer. Then if one of that ore ran out, it would then tell this export bus that there was not a stack in the pulverizer, and it would take another piece of iron ore out of this terminal and put it in here. So it will take out all of the iron or all of the ores that you put in the export bus and put them into here individually one by one in stacks. So that will export all the ores from your system into the pulverizer, which is pretty cool. And then obviously I needed it to smelt, so I set up the pulverizer to have the output of the pulverizer to orange, which means both that one and that one would go into the furnace. So that would then be put into here. Now on the outside I added in this thing, an import bus. So then what happens is the output is on the side, it's set to the grey one, so anything's on the side. It doesn't work if it's set to the default orange on the side. I'm not sure why. I've just had problems with it working, so I just set it to the grey one. So then this will then, there's nothing in here, it's set to redstone mode always active, so the redstone torch with a cross through it, you can click through these, which is pretty cool. Oh okay, my bad. I thought something was changing up here when I realised it was actually the tooltip. And it says here move single items. Now if you said move stacks of items, it would wait until there was a stack in here before it would move the entire item. Now it's up to you, but I like seeing it updated in real time so I know exactly how many there's in there instead of waiting for a single stack every time. So I've set that to move single items. And because we put nothing specific in here, it will export everything from the powered furnace and import it into the system. That's why it's called an import bus. Now, although you're exporting it from the furnace, you're importing it into the system. So thinking of it that way, you're not importing or exporting it into the machines, you're importing and exporting from the system. So the reason this is called an export bus, even though you're importing the items in, is because you're exporting it from the system. So that's the first thing I set up when I set up this system. But then I got to the point where I'm thinking, okay, I've got all this Zycraft and aluminium, I've got all this stuff. I've got loads of aluminium ore, loads of monazite ore, cinnabar ore, whatever it's called, Zycraft everywhere. At the moment, the export bus is just taking out all the ores and pulverizing it. How do I set it up so that those ores, so the Zycraft, the cinnabar, the monazite, the aluminium, go straight into the powered furnace? So this is what this thing is for. This is an ME interface. So again, we just got basic ME cables coming down here, and this goes into the interface here. And now on the bottom of the powered furnace, you'll see there's also an input face. So underneath, behind this, right there is input. So if you have a cable attaching to the ME interface, it can pull the items into the interface and in here, almost like an export bus. So in here, you'll see we have this thing processing. Now, if I'm honest, I'm not entirely sure what export config and export items do. I need to look into that a bit more into detail, but we're sticking with processing. Now down here we have encoded assembler patterns. Now if I hold shift, you'll see what they are, or you can just read the tooltips, but shift's obviously easier. So in here I have green zycorodite, light zycorodite, dark zycorodite, red zycorodite, blue zycorodite, and then I've also got aluminum here. So basically what I did was I made myself an ME blank pattern. Now to do that, it's down here I believe, here it is. It is 1 quartz crystal, 2 glass, 3 glowstone and 3 iron. Now then, once I've made that, I made myself this bad boy here, the pattern encoder, which is this one, which is a conversion matrix which you've seen made before, 7 iron and a crafting table. So what you do here is so I'm going to do like a live example. We've got 1 slot left, and I think I want to smelt up all the cinnabar I have into quicksilver. So let's take out a piece of cinnabar here. And do we have any quicksilver? Yes, we do. So for this to work, you need to have the starting state ore, so like the ore, and then you also need the result. So for the zycorodite, I had the zycraft crystal, and then I had an ingot, and I did it that way. I also need a blank plan. I believe I have some made already. Yep. Now this is going to be a long episode, I do apologise. But I've done quite a lot, so I think it's pretty cool doing the episodes like this. Okay, so blank pattern encoder. You stick the blank pattern into this slot here. Then we stick the cinnabar ore into the middle. Or, I've never done it in the outside ones, I don't know if it will work, so I'm just leaving it in the middle. And then we know that if you smelt cinnabar, it becomes quicksilver. So you put the quicksilver there. Now because this isn't a furnace, this is just a crafting table, it doesn't actually do it automatically, so you have to put the result in there. Right, then hit the encode button, and this becomes an ME encoded assembler pattern. It says it crafts 1 quicksilver with 1 cinnabar ore. So we have this. Now what? So we head over here to our ME interface, and now we put the encoded assembler pattern in here. Boom, we now have our assembler thingy. I can't remember how it works. What it's called. So now we have our cinnabar ore. What we want is quicksilver. Now we know that the system. No, now that sorry, let me explain this a bit more clearly. The system now knows how to make quicksilver because it is in the ME interface. It knows that to make the quicksilver, it needs to put this item, the cinnabar ore, into the closest inventory, which is the powered furnace, and because the only slot it can input into is the blue one, it knows that to make it, it has to put cinnabar ore into the closest slot, which is here, and then it will output quicksilver. So let's say we want quicksilver. If we just type in quicksilver, we have 6 already, but we don't want. We've got the 6. Like, how do we get it to make more out of the cinnabar ore we have? Like, if you look, we have 175 cinnabar ore. So if we had none, it would have the option to craft. So there's nothing in here. We have it in our inventory. We can hit the craft button. Say, let's say 5. So you can choose how many you want. Hit begin, and all of a sudden the furnace is on. Now it's taken 5 cinnabar ore through the cable into the ME interface and then placed it in the powered furnace like so. So it's now in here, and it's going through the import bus on the side here, and it's going back through the cable and back into the system. So now if you go in here, you'll see we have 5 quicksilver. Now say you don't want to have to take out all the items every time. Now there's a simple way to do it. On the side here, the bottom button where it says view stored / craftable. So if you click it once, it shows you all the stored items. Click it twice, it shows you all the craftable items. So using that method, you can see you can do all the zycorodite, the refined iron, the aluminum, the quicksilver and the glass. So we can just click that, say 128 because we've got quite a lot, begin, and that's now gonna, see it's put a full stack in here, and it will keep the stack full. It will keep putting one more in when it smelts, and it's automatically pulling out. So now we have an automatic pulverizing system, pulverizing / smelting / pretty much ore processing system. So it will put all of these. If you want iron, if you want the iron to be smelted up, you'll tell it that you want iron, and it will put the iron ore into the pulverizer. Then the pulverizer would put it in here, and then the ME export is the same thing. It will do the exact same thing. So for refined iron, for example, we told it that it should put iron in the closest slot, which is this thing, and then pull out the refined iron that it makes. So you can craft refined iron in the same way. So that's kind of the big main thing on how to do ore processing in applied energistics, sorry. Now, you also may have noticed that I have all these things. Now, you don't make these in furnaces, so what's going on? Now, for every single item in the game, you can use blank patterns to save the recipe, exactly like plans for red power, in project tables, that is. So what I've done is I've used blank plans to save recipes for items that I use a lot. So for example, I've got the storage cells and storage segment and storage 4Ks because I use them a lot, so I can click that and it will craft it automatically for me. And to do this, you needed to have this thing here. Now this is a very big multi-block structure. You can make these up to 16 by 16, I think even bigger, but this is just a 3 by 3, sorry. So if you right click on this, you can see in here we have an ME molecular assembler chamber. Now this is quite expensive to make, requires a lot of iron and a lot of quartz, so keep that in mind. And if I hold down shift again, it will show you all those items. So it will tell me that when you make a copper cable, it uses 6 rubber, 3 copper ingots, and it produces 6 copper cables. 2 mixed metal ingots is refined iron, bronze, tin. The 4K storage cells is 2 glass, 3 redstone, 1 storage segment, 3 iron. It will then use the storage. It will make the storage segment, which is redstone, basic processor, storage shell, and glass. And you get the basic idea. So I've added in all these recipes that I use a lot, and you can then keep on adding them. Now, as you can see at the side here, you've got 1/1. Now, the bigger the assembler chamber is, so the bigger you make it, the more pages and the more you can store. You can have a lot of pages. I think you can have up to 1,024 pages in these 16 by 16, which is obviously a lot more recipes than FTB has at the moment. So you can pretty much do this for every single item. So then let's just stop that for now. There we go, okay. So I'm just taking all out the cinnabar because we don't want that anymore. And it's not going to do it again because there's nothing crafting. So let's say we want a circuit, which is right here. Actually, you know what we'll do even better? Let me just check something. Do we have any refined? We do, okay. So we have no refined iron in the system now. So let's get a bit of a challenge. Let's tell it to make a machine block. Now it's going to be hard for it because there's no refined iron. So we're going to click that, and we're going to click 2, and then click begin. So it knows that there is no refined iron in the system. But also in this system, there is a recipe for refined iron. So it's going to use that recipe to smelt the iron that is in the system into refined iron, which it's doing right here. It's smelting that iron into refined iron. And then we can look in this block here, the crafting terminal. It will tell you that it's currently crafting refined iron, and the end result is going to be this, the machine block. It will also tell you if there's any missing materials, which is awfully useful. So it's still smelting up our iron here. It's the last one. So now if we look in here, turn off crafting mode, type in machine, you can see we've got 1, and yeah, we go, it's smelting another one up. So that has made us machine blocks, which is pretty cool. And the server appears to be restarting in 15 seconds. So I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I'll come back to you with some cool stuff and finish explaining off kind of what we've got going on here. So I shall be back in a second. We are back on the server. I took a drink because my mouth was killing me, and I realised we've recorded in 33 minutes. Now that is crazy, and I pretty much explained it. Now let's craft one more thing quickly to show you how amazing this system really is. So let's look at all the recipes we can make. Let's make ourselves a 4K storage. Now to make this, it needs, let's have a look at the recipe quickly in our molecular assembly chamber. 4K storage requires 2 glass, 3 redstone, 1 storage segment and 3 iron. I have the glass, I have the redstone, and I have the iron. I do not have the storage segments, but it has a recipe for the storage segments. So to make that, it knows it needs 4 redstone, 1 ME basic processor, 3 storage shells, and 1 glass. Now I have the basic processors already in the system, like I've already got loads made up, but I don't have any storage shells. To make the storage shells, there's a recipe for that here, which is 4 redstone, 4 quartz, and 1 ME basic processor. So you're going to see that it's actually going to make the storage cell first. It's going to make 3 of them. It's then going to make 1 storage segment. Then it's going to make the 4K storage drive. So let's watch this in action. Let's click on that 4K storage, hit begin. Now that's working. If we go and look in the crafting terminal, you'll see it is currently crafting that. And is it done already? Probably civilian press looks done already. Sometimes they can go really fast. And it's not letting me type in a number, okay. And there's the storage segment. Is it run out of resources? It's probably run out of resources, hasn't it? It is typical my luck. Sometimes the crafting monitor doesn't work. It's not extremely convenient to use. Let me just check this. Storage segment to make this thingy. Okay, we're going to make something a bit more simpler than that, because you get the basic idea. If you had all the items, it would have made that. Let's make ourselves an advanced machine block. So to get that, it needs a machine block, advanced alloys, and carbon plates. I have the carbon plates and advanced alloys, and let's just take out the machine blocks that we made already. I'm just trying to kind of show you guys how amazing this system really is. So, right, advanced machine block, begin. Now it knows that it needs a machine block, so it's going to smelt up the refined iron, which it's doing here. It will then, if we look in here, if it's working, it's showing you that it's currently making the machine block and the refined iron. So to make the advanced machine block, it needs the refined iron. Then once it's made the refined iron, it's going to make the machine block. Then once it's got the machine block, it can make the advanced machine block. So that is pretty cool. I'm definitely going to expand this. But I'm going to end the episode off here, guys. What I'm going to do in the gap between this episode and next is go out exploring, find a place for a proper base, move all my stuff over there, start building a proper house, proper design it up so it looks really nice. That's my plan. I hope it's going to look amazing. So if we look in here, and voila, we have an advanced machine block. So this is advanced, applied. I keep saying advanced. Well, it is awfully advanced. I'm saying the words mixed up in one. How does that even work? Okay, right, I'm going to stop this here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Yeah, be sure to stick around till the next one, and I shall see you guys later.